We're kind of laughing at ourselves because we get so caught up in what we're talking about. We're not blowing through this book very quickly.
I actually have to say, I believe this is because we enjoy working together, and the topics that we have written on that are in the book, we so really believe in from the perspective of your financial planning and my being a therapist and doing financial therapy, the two of us, that we really believe in how
we're
we can
working
bring
our
and
way
help couples
through
achieve
Coupleship
that
Inc.
intimacy.
From
And it's
financial
a lot of
conflict
fun
to
living in this
financial
space
intimacy.
together.
And it also
kind of
can be
laughing at
that one of
ourselves
us is
because
really
we
get so
old,
caught up
and
in
it's
what
been
we're talking
dancing
about.
around these
We're
areas for
not
a long time.
blowing
So
through
we
this
have a
book
lot
very
of
quickly.
war stories.
I actually have to
That
say,
we do.
I believe this
We
is
do have war
because
stories.
we
We're going
enjoy
to talk about
working
compulsive
together,
gambling.
and the topics
what
that
we're doing
we have
today?
written
Okay.
on
We're
that are
doing
in the book,
gambling today.
we so really
And
believe in from the
I
perspective
don't
of
know.
your financial
In
planning
opening
and
this
my
up,
being a therapist and doing
it's
financial
like
therapy,
a lot of things
the
we've
two of us,
talked about.
that we really believe
The
in
question
how we can
isn't
bring
whether
and help couples
gambling is
achieve
right
that
or
intimacy.
wrong.
And it's
Very good
also
point.
fun
It
working in this
isn't.
space together.
And it also,
I mean,
also
the
can be
thing
that
called
one
the
of us is really
DSM-5,
old, and it's
which I
been
call the
dancing
Bible
around these areas for a long
of-
time. And so we
Which
have a
one is that?
lot of war
Diagnostic and
stories.
Statistical
That we do.
manual number 5
We do have war
edition
stories.
of the
We're going to
American
talk about
Psychological
compulsive
Association.
gambling.
There you go.
Is that what we're
And
doing today? Okay.
we're doing gambling. Why is
today.
the DSM-5 a thing, and why do many therapists and some psychologists
I don't
want to
know,
run as far as they can? And
from it.
opening this up,
Well, that's another big topic.
it's like a
But we
lot of
brought
things
it
we've
into the
talked about.
conversation.
Yeah, the question
Here we go
isn't
again.
whether
Another
gambling
rabbit.
is right or
I'm going to
wrong.
bring it back to gambling.
Very good point.
Because gambling
isn't,
for some, and again, I want to reiterate what
I mean,
what you
a
said.
thing called the
We're not,
DSM-5,
this is not a
which I
a
call
plus
the
or
Bible
minus, it's a good or bad, or
of
morally against or morally for.
some
It's not even an
psychologists.
opinion. Gambling, like any other behavior, can become impulsive, of the American Psychological Association, addictive.
There you go.
Can
And
create distress
why is the
or
DSM-5 a
stressors in
thing,
someone's
and
life,
why do
and that at the
many
point in time when
therapists
that
and
is
some
happening,
psychologists just
and the
want to run as
person
far as
is
they can from it?
experiencing negative consequences,
Well,
that's how we
another
know there
big
has
topic.
become a bit
But
of an
you
issue.
brought
it into the conversation.
Here
There's
we
nothing
go.
wrong with
Here we go
gaming. There's
again.
nothing wrong
Another
with
rabbit hole.
gaming, which is often grouped
I'm going to
into
bring
this
it back
as
to
well.
gambling.
We don't talk
because
a lot
gambling
about gaming
for
in the
some,
book.
and
We
again, I
touch
want to
on it.
reiterate what
It's an
you
important
what you
piece to
said.
touch on.
We're
But
not.
this is not
The fact that
a plus or minus, it's a good or
gambling
bad,
is,
or
for
morally
many,
against or morally for. It's
pursuit,
not even an
pastime,
opinion. Enjoyment,
gambling, like any
other behavior, and for some,
can become
it's
impulsive
a problem, or compulsive. It's an actual veritable
addictive,
diagnostic problem for them. Create distress and
as
or
a
stressors in someone's
financial
life,
advisor,
and that at the point in
I
time
can
when
certainly
that is
see how
happening,
gambling can be
and the
super
person is
destructive financially.
experiencing negative
We
consequences, that's how
know
we
of
know there has
stories,
become
I
a
think
bit of an
anybody
issue.
listening to this knows of a
Otherwise,
story
there's nothing wrong with
of
gambling.
somebody
There's
who was
nothing
so
wrong with
addicted to
gaming,
gambling
which
that it
is
took
often grouped
food
into
off
this
the
as
plate
well. We don't talk
for their
a
kids,
lot about
Yes.
gaming in the book. We
and
touch
rent
on it.
not being
It's an
paid,
important piece to
and
touch on. Yes,
But
loss of dwelling,
fact
loss of
that
house.
and
Gambling
debt,
is
credit
for
card
many,
debt, is
yeah,
they're
a
borrowing
pursuit,
because, hey,
pastime,
the next one I'll
enjoyment,
be able to win all this
entertainment,
back.
and for some, it's
I think
a
that's
problem.
pretty clear that that's
It's
a
an
problem.
actual veritable
And I
diagnostic problem for them.
think so. As
I don't know. I was
going to say that it's relatively
advisor.
identifiable, but I can certainly see how gambling.
I'm sure
there's many people that just
financially.
don't see it as a problem. We know of
The
stories.
level
I think
that
anybody
one
listening
has,
to this knows of
the
a
level of
story
denial
of
that one may
somebody
be
who
in
was so addicted to
when
gambling
they
that
are
it
in
took
their own system,
food off
or
the
don't
plate
allow for
for their
input from others,
kids,
or others don't know.
and rent
You
not
know,
being
I
paid,
could have
and
a friend
loss
down the street
loss
who
of
I
dwelling,
see
loss of
once
house,
a week or
credit
every other
and
week,
debt, credit
and
card
you
debt,
know, she
is
might
they're
be
borrowing because,
gambling
hey,
in her
the next
private
one
time
I'll
that
be
I have
able
no
to win
knowledge
all
of.
this back.
And
I
again,
think that's pretty
it's
clear
about
that that's a
whether
problem.
somebody's using the gambling
Think,
as a way to
I don't know. I was going to say
self-medicate
that it's
something. What are they
relatively
avoiding
identifiable,
or searching
but
for? What is it they're hoping that this behavior
I'm
get
sure
them?
there's
What are
many
they
people that
looking
just
to?
don't see
Is
it
a
as a
reward
problem.
for depression? Is it get me
the
out of my
level that
depressive
one
mood?
has,
Any
level of
number of
denial
reasons, and that is
that
something
one may
to be
be in
explored in financial
when
therapy
they
or
are
in
in
therapy,
their own system.
or
So,
don't
Deb,
allow for input from others, or
is
others
this
don't know.
an addiction or an issue?
I could
If
have a friend down the
it's-
street
it's
who I
not
see once
harming
a week or
me
every other week,
financially.
and
And I
she
can
might
almost,
be
I'm
gambling in
thinking
her
of a case, and it's
private time
almost
that I
like
have no
last
knowledge of.
episode we talked about
And
if
again, it's
two people in the
about
coupleship
whether
have the
somebody's
same behavior,
using
they're both
gambling
spenders or they're both
as a
savers,
way to self-medicate something.
things can
What are they
appear to be really
avoiding
good.
or
And I'm
searching
thinking
for?
of
What
a
is it they're
financial planning
hoping that
client
this
where they were
behavior
both
will get
gamblers.
them? What are they looking to?
They
Is
enjoyed
a
it.
reward for
They
depression? Is
would
it get me out of my
go
depressive
gamble every
mood?
weekend.
Any number of reasons, and that
They,
is something to be
I
explored
could
in
not
financial
see from
therapy
a
or in
financial
therapy.
standpoint
So,
that
Deb,
this was harming them.
is this
They had
an
it
addiction
in
or
their
an budget?
issue if
So they budgeted for what
it's,
they would
it's
spend
not
when they were gambling.
harming
me
financially.
Very
And they
responsible.
spend a
And I
lot
can
of
almost-
time doing it. I'm
That's
thinking
very
of a case, and
responsible.
it's almost like last episode we
Yes.
talked about if two people in the coupleship
and I'm
have the
thinking
same
of the end
behavior,
of the story. Of this
they're both
particular,
spenders or they're both savers, that things can appear to be really good. And I'm thinking
story
of a financial planning
that
client where they were both
they
gamblers.
both became aware of
They
this in the
enjoyed it.
financial planning that we're doing
They
because we
would
do a lot
go
of
gamble every
interior
weekend.
intake, psychological intake.
They
I could not
both
see from a
decided
financial
to end it.
standpoint
that this was
to end the
harming them.
gambling.
Why?
They
If it
had
weren't,
it
if
in
it
their
wasn't
budget.
a problem, they budgeted for the
So
money
they
and they were
budgeted
being
for what they would
responsible in
spend
when
in
they were
their-
gambling.
Yes,
Engagement.
decided
Very
that they
responsible.
spent a
money
lot of time
could
doing it.
actually be
That's
going
very
to
responsible.
better things
Ah,
than continual entertainment.
and
there's
I'm
other
thinking
things
of
we
the
could
end of the
fund.
story of this
There's
particular.
better uses of
um,
it because it does feel that it's out of control, even though
story
we're both
that
engaged in it. And it could be,
they
I
both
doubt when they
became
went and
aware
gambled
of
that they
this
were
in the financial
both sitting at
planning
the
that
same
we're doing
table
because we do a
and
lot of
whatnot.
interior intake.
One may have
psychological
liked slots,
intake.
the other one may have liked
And they
blackjack.
both
So it
decided
still
to end it.
wouldn't necessarily
To end the
be,
gambling.
they wouldn't
why?
necessarily
If
be
it weren't,
connecting over.
if it wasn't a
But isn't
problem,
it
they
interesting they
budgeted for the
both
money and they were being
collectively or with
responsible in
the
their,
others'
in their
influence
came to the conclusion that
decided
our
that,
money could be
you know,
better
this
spent
money
doing
could
something else.
actually
Yeah,
be
and they
going
decided to do this on
better
their own. I
things.
remember having a session with them, and I was
Than
kind of going through some
continual
stuff, and they said, "Oh,
entertainment that
yeah,
there's other
we're
things
not
we could
gambling anymore."
fund. There's better uses of it.
This is nothing that I
because
did.
it does
There was
feel
no
that it's out of
guidance or
control, even though we're
Intervention?
both engaged in it.
intervention.
And it could be,
on my
I
part
doubt when they went
whatsoever.
and gambled that they were
And
both
I
sitting
was
at
like,
the same
"Wow,
table
tell me that
and
story."
whatnot. I wish I would have.
One may have
liked
liked slots,
recorded
the other
the
one may have liked
specifics of it.
blackjack.
So,
So
I
I
think
think
that
that
this
this
wouldn't
can go
necessarily
to,
be.
all right,
They
Deb.
wouldn't necessarily be connecting over.
Oh, well, okay.
But isn't
For
it interesting? They
example,
both
I
collectively or
love
with the others' influence came to the
I
conclusion
love
that our
the
money could be
gamble
better
on the
spent
final
doing
four.
something
And
else.
the
yeah,
men's
and they
final.
decided to do
I
this on
fill
their
out
own. I
the
remember
card.
having a session
I'll-
with them, and I was kind of going through
Whenever
some
I
stuff,
have
and they
time,
said,
which
"Oh,
is less and less,
yeah,
I would get onto some
we're not gambling
statistical
anymore."
sites. I'd look at all the statistics.
This
of
is
the
nothing that I
team and the
did. There was no
probabilities.
guidance.
Kind of sounds
or
like picking a mutual fund. doesn't it?
Intervention? No, I think it sounds
intervention
fun.
on my part whatsoever.
My card's going,
and I was
I'll
like,
get in a
"Wow, tell me that
pool.
story."
And I've won
And
a
I
number
wish
of
I would
times.
have recorded
How'd you
the
do this
specifics of it.
Huh?
How
So,
did you do this year?
I think that
Oh
this
my God.
can go to,
It
all
was
right,
terrible.
Deb. Oh, well, okay. For example,
Good
I
thing you
have
enjoy
I
it.
love
Every team I picked to be in the final
love
four.
to gamble on the final four, the men's final four.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
fill out
and
the
this particular
card.
one was
I'll-
the highest seed was a fourth
Whenever I have
seed.
time, which is
First
less
time
and
in
less, I
history.
would get onto
Yeah,
some statistical sites.
Anyway,
I'd look at
I'm-
all the
so I'm not that
statistics
good,
of the
obviously.
team and the probabilities.
is
Kinda
that
sounds
wrong?
like picking a mutual fund, doesn't it?
No,
I don't
it
think
sounds
it's
fun. An opinion of whether we would
My
deem
card's
as a
going,
professional
and
wrong
I'll
or
get
right.
in a
The person has
pool,
to come
And I've
to
won
some
a
sort
number
of
of times.
recognition either by
How'd you
those
do
in their
this year?
life or they
Huh?
themselves.
How did you do this?
If they're
year?
worried or
Oh
they
my
think,
God.
because there are those people
It
who are
was terrible.
so really mindful.
thing you
of
enjoy
it.
it.
Become
Every
they're very
team I
anxious. They
picked to be
become
in the final
overly mindful
four.
of, is this a problem?
Out.
And what in those cases
Yeah,
is
yeah.
important to
And this
remember
particular
is,
one was the
am
highest
I-
seed was a 4th seed.
you know, am I
First time in
spending
history.
time
Yeah.
or
Correct.
money
Anyway, I'm
that
not that good.
I would
obviously.
rather be spending on something
is that
else?
wrong?
Is this a problem? Is this
I
a
don't think it's
preference?
an opinion of whether
Nothing
we
may be a
would
problem
deem
about
as
that
a professional
behavior of
wrong or
gambling
right. The
or
person has to come
Final
to
Four
some
for
sort
you.
of recognition either by
If
those
you
in their
find,
life or
you know,
they
I get less
themselves.
enjoyment,
If
I
they're
don't
worried
really care much
or
about
they
it,
think,
because
could
there
take
are
it or
those
leave
people
it,
who are
and I'd rather in the
so
end spend my
really,
money elsewhere,
or in this
uh,
way time 'cause time
mindful.
is
I
money.
don't want to
I'd rather
become
take
too,
my
they're
time
very
and
anxious.
put
They
it to a
become
different
overly
endeavor.
mindful of
Then
it.
I'd
Is this
say
a problem?
you're coming to a
And
conclusion that
the
what in those
payoff,
cases
the
is important
reward
to remember
of time
is,
spent, it really isn't
am
all that
I-
inviting.
and so I
You
can't
know,
say it
am I
sounds like it's a
spending
problem so
time
much as you're really
or
just
money
questioning, do I like
that
doing this anymore?
I would rather be spending on something else.
Is this a problem? Is this a preference? Nothing may be a problem about that behavior of gambling or Final Four for you. If you find, you know, I get less enjoyment, I don't really care much about it, I could take it or leave it, and I'd rather in the end spend my money elsewhere, or in this way time, because time is money. I'd rather take my time and put it to a different endeavor. Then I'd say you're coming to a conclusion that the payoff, the reward of the time spent, it really isn't all that inviting. And so I can't say it sounds like it's a problem so much as you're really just questioning, do I like doing this anymore?